Go to a good school, get a profitable degree, get that coveted job, join the rat race. We all learn from a young age that this is the sequence we are supposed to follow, that if we deviate from this path, we're somehow doing it wrong. But as long as you bring home the paycheck and you get a pat on the back from the boss, you've lived your life correctly. Sometimes it takes divine intervention to break free from this system. And perhaps that's exactly what happened to our guest when she fell on that fateful day several years ago. Her whole worldview changed. And so did her life. And so did the lives of those she helps. And you're going to hear all about it today on Homespun Haints. Hello, Hainted Loves. Welcome to Homespun Haints. I'm Becky.
Hey, I'm Diana.
Today on the show, we are bringing on a really exciting guest for you all. I don't think we've ever interviewed anybody quite like her. She has a really unusual career. She is a family law attorney, but she helps people who are going through divorce on their spiritual journey through divorce.
Which is awesome, because when people are getting divorced, it's so tempting to just be like, oh, I'm sorry. But most of the time it's like, finally, because when you get to that point, you're at the end of your rope. But she does it in a way that actually like creates harmony around the entire process, which really intrigued me.
Yes. So we're talking about Jen Mitchell Love, who is our guest today, and she's going to talk about how she got here with her career and all of the messages that she received from outside sources, which we mean outside of your consciousness.
Ooh, outside of our normal sphere of reality.
Yes. And how she got there. This is truly going to be unusual. So I think you're really going to enjoy this. I found it very inspiring. I think like in another lifetime, Diana and I just have a podcast where we interview people with strange woo careers.
That's this podcast, Becky. That's this life.
That's true.
You jumped the timeline and you're in it. Here it is.
Yeah, we started out with ghost stories, and we have all of this career inspiration mixed in.
It's amazing how many woo people like have a ghost story.
So you are asking about my necklace here, Diana.
I guessed that it was some kind of a nasal plate, cribriform plate.
That's what
maybe
I thought
it's
too.
A cuttlefish bone. Maybe it's the inside of a turtle's scale. I don't know. Do turtles have scales?
I don't know. I'm not a turtle expert. However, this is reptilian.
It's reptilian. Can you give me a hint?
Florida.
Is it iguanian?
No.
Is it crocodilian?
Yeah.
Is it an alligator bone?
It's an alligator vertebrate, yeah.
Oh, it's a vertebra. Cool.
I was at a gym show because I always get to go hunting for my crystals. And I saw this, and it came on the tail of me being with my acupuncturist, who told me she was getting a vision of a spirit animal for me in the form of an alligator. I was like, what the hell? She's like, she had to look it up. She's like, I've never heard of this before, but I was getting this weird vision. This vertebrate, the person who made it, like who actually wrapped it, was there selling it. And she's like, yeah, I was just at like an odds and ends oddity fair, and I saw this bone, and I thought I could make it into a necklace. And my mother was like, you have to have that, Becky. It's so you.
Oh.
So my mother bought it for me.
Your animal guide.
Yeah, I guess.
So
I don't know.
So do you feel a kinship for alligators now that you didn't necessarily notice before?
I don't know, but they keep popping up. Like, also a few days after that, my husband got a 3D printer, and he just randomly printed me an alligator. Like, he printed the kids' dragons, and they printed me an alligator. And he's like, do you want the alligator? I was like, yeah. That's weird. Okay, why? Like, I don't even live in Florida. I have a healthy respect for alligators. I've seen plenty of alligators.
I think this is turning out like my bracelet story. The one that I
Yes!
found in the store that spoke to me the loudest was the ugliest one with all of my least favorite colors on it. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to be wearing this color for a while. And it really, it really did seem to psychologically do some vibrations for me. So
Cool.
I was happy. So maybe the alligator, though ugly and originally not your favorite animal, would eventually
I don't think they're
become...
ugly.
They're not ugly?
No, they're amazing, beautiful, graceful creatures.
I thought they were amazing, graceful, ugly creatures. I mean, it looks like a turd or a log floating in the water. You
Don't
cannot
say
tell it's
that about my gators.
you can't tell it's an animal.
I've always had a healthy respect for alligators.
I've always had a healthy respect for semi trucks, but that doesn't mean they're beautiful.
Actually, what I wanted to talk about today has absolutely nothing to do with alligators. It's more
Oh.
in the realm of the crocodile, and that is Egyptian mummies.
I get it. Okay. Okay, yes, I will talk about mummies with you all day, even though I do find them slightly intimidating.
I love mummies. You know, when I was a kid and I would get scared at night thinking there were ghosts in my room, because they probably were, I would just imagine that my room was filled with mummies and it would make me
Oh,
feel better.
oh, that wouldn't have made me feel better.
Oh, look,
Ugh.
it's Imhotep getting out of his sarcophagus and walking around. Tromp, tromp, tromp. And I'd be like, okay, that's not your average 19th century Appalachian ghost. That's an ancient Egyptian mummy that I hear. And that would make me feel better.
Yeah. That's bizarre.
Is it?
That would not have made me feel better.
Anyway, I love mummies. Everywhere I go, I seek out the mummies. I was recently in Italy. I can't even tell you how many mummies I saw there because there were so many mummies. I love mummies. But I just learned of this new project that's going on at the Cairo Museum about mummies. And they are putting a lot of time and energy and resources and manpower behind investigating how Egyptian mummies smell. Smell, yeah. So,
Why?
they're like putting these tubes into the slits in the sarcophagus and like expelling air out into these like bags, or taking like tiny little scrapings and putting them in this machine, and then there's like this tube that goes over your nose and they're like
So the kids are huffing mummies nowadays.
Okay, let me get to that. Yeah, so the what they're doing with the kids, they're bringing in like professional perfumers and things. You know, people who sniff things for a living to identify
Right.
what, like a sommelier for mummies, but they don't taste the mummies yet.
Thank you.
That might be the next step.
Oh, please don't taste the mummies. Oh
But
no.
they're sniffing them. They've got like this little tube, or like the mask that you have when you're an airline pilot or you're doing one of those breathing tests on a treadmill.
So that every puff is exclusively mummy scent. No outside information coming in.
Guess what mummies smell like?
I'm going to guess beef jerky.
No.
No? Oysters.
Well, that might be reason to taste them. If that's your kink, get some chocolate dipped strawberries and some champagne while you're at it. What's the menu tonight, baby? Mummy.
Mummy smell. What? Oh, what about like vellum?
They do have like a little bit of a rotting wood smell, but like rotting wood is very fragrant. I remember when I was a kid, we had a chunk of cedar. I don't know why we had this chunk of random cedar just sitting on the side of the house. And my father left it there so it could decompose. And then after,
Nice.
a few years, he would pick it up and be like, take a sniff.
Take a sniff.
Oh my God.
Kids gather around and sniff the log again. It's that time of year.
Have I mentioned that my dad is a chemist? He had a very weird upbringing. It was either sniff this or look at this glow. Yeah, this was my childhood.
What kid doesn't like, watch me set this on fire?
There was a lot of that too. Anyway, so yeah, we would sniff the cedar. And the cedar smells so good, right? It's like this, like when wood rots, it actually puts out this really fragrant, beautiful smell. It's completely different from when a squirrel rots.
Also fragrant, not so beautiful. Yeah. I have a cousin who's currently finishing an art installation that has the odor of rotting squirrel in it specifically
Wow.
for a multi-sensory experience.
Okay, well, I'm going to include a link of a video that Reuters put out about this experiment that's going on in Cairo, and your cousin can watch that and feel validated about their...
Wait, are you saying that mummies smell like roadkill?
Mm-mm.
Oh, good.
I'm just saying that smell can be an important part of any sort of installation, because this is going to be the case. So let me continue. All right, so anyway, we've got the wood smell. You're right on that. And then think about the embalming oils that would be used. Think old.
I don't know the specifics. Do you?
Yeah.
Archaeologist, tell me.
Duh. Well, I mean, they're still learning about the oils that would be used too through this sniff test.
Mm.
But as you can probably, those of you listening right now, you're probably already thinking things like frankincense, myrrh, cinnamon.
Okay. That sounds delicious.
It is. It is. I mean, we're talking like 3, 4, 5,000 years here, right? That this thing has been sitting. So they're saying, they're trying to do with this sniff test is to learn more about what essential oils were used in the mummification process. Also, they'll be able to like monitor if the mummy is decaying or not by
Okay.
constantly sniffing. Just doing a sniff test, I guess, every month. Like, ooh, that's starting to smell a little seedier than before. It's starting to smell more like the dead rodent thing. So then they can kind of keep an eye on it.
Okay.
I mean, they do have spectacular preservation techniques now, but they didn't when they first started like pulling these things out of tombs and things over 100 years ago. And
Right.
I mean, there's so many mummies. They used to use them as fuel in trains. Like they used to just like throw a whole mummy down the chute and burn it up. We have a lot more respect for them now.
Yes.
The cool thing, though, I think that is most fascinating about what they're doing with these smells is now that they're identifying them, they plan to replicate them and then emit them in the rooms where the museum goers go. So the museum goers can then, this is exactly what they were saying, the museum goers can smell the smell of the mummies themselves as they walk around it and create an emotional attachment in their minds to connect to that smell. Because as you know, olfactory memories are some of the strongest. They're also some of the strongest hauntings. It's like a way to connect people, you know, especially in Egypt, to their heritage, to create an emotional connection to being, and then also just to like help enhance the experience. Like, ooh, I'm really smelling what it would have been like. I love this idea. I love how these, you know, exhibits are starting to really take into mind that it's not just about the sights. It's also about the sounds, the feels, the smells. I don't know how they're going to incorporate taste yet, but I bet those mummy scientists are going to figure something out.
Cinnamon has a lot of culinary uses. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Cinnamon and slightly rotting wood.
So maybe they could, you could come out afterward and they can give you like cinnamon bark. Call it mummy fingers.
Oh, cute.
Before we bring on Jen, we have a patron to give a shout out to. New patron.
Oh, who are you? Tell me. Who are you?
Susie, thank you so much for joining our Patreon. Susie's also been very active on our comment section, so excited that you are here. Hope you're enjoying all the fun little perks. If you are a member of our Patreon, just come check out our book club. You don't even have to read the book. You can just come hang with us. It's fine.
And you don't even have to pay for our Patreon membership because you can join at the free level and still join book club.
You can, yeah. And our current book actually has a mummy unwrapping story at a Victorian Christmas party. So big shout out to Susie. Thanks so much for being a part of our family.
Thank you, Susie. Welcome.
And for those of you who are not a part of our Patreon, you have to listen to this commercial.
Oh man, I had a rough day.
What happened, honey?
I was out with the guys and
And?
they said I wasn't spooky enough.
Oh, honey, how could they say that to you? You're hella spooky.
You think so?
Of course. After all, you came up with the ectoplasm being ghost jizz theory, and you've been scratched by more horny ghosts than anyone else I know.
Well, I suppose you're right.
But if you're really worried about it, I have just the thing.
Oh wow, a spooky AF t-shirt?
That's right. Our Spooky AF line comes in shirt, sweatshirt, pillow, and even a high-quality mug.
Man, those are super awesome, especially for something with profanity on it.
What's even better, all these items were hand-lettered exclusively for Homespun Hates by world-renowned calligrapher Nikki Malik.
Holy ghostly cannoli, that's amazing.
From now on, whenever you brandish your Spooky AF gear, no one will accuse you of being boring.
Yeah, I'm spooky AF.
Visit homespunhates.com for all Spooky AF merchandise.
Today on the show, we have brought on Jen Mitchell-Love, a former divorce attorney, I believe, correct, Jen?
I'm still licensed, but I
Okay.
don't participate in that broken system.
What a statement.
That's awesome.
Jen has had so many amazing experiences, and one in particular that she's going to share with us today that have opened up her mind, enlightened her, and now, as she says, she exists in the fifth dimension, and she is here to share her knowledge and her experiences with us so that we may also learn from her and learn that everything that she has done. I think this is going to be a very, very inspirational conversation. Jen, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. You're both so gorgeous. You shine so bright. This is going to be so fun.
So Jen, tell us, where are you located?
I am in Boulder, Colorado.
Oh,
of course you are.
No, it's so beautiful here. I'm from Chicago. I'm licensed as an attorney in Chicago, and I've been an attorney for 19 years. I was litigating for the first 9 years, and then 10 years ago, I had 3 kids in 39 months, and my kids helped me to realize, I know. And we didn't have a daycare, babysitter, nanny. It was me with my own legal practice. But they came in and they showed me that the work I was doing in the family law court system was destroying children and people and families. And my impact in that space, I didn't like the energy, and I didn't want my kids to grow up seeing me doing that. So the last decade, I have been focused on a new way to get a divorce, which is through love, empowerment, and growth. And the story that I want to share with you was a big turning point for me. It happened July 22nd, 2023. So it's wild to think that it's almost 2 years ago that this happened. And I started my spiritual journey in June of 2014. So that's when my third was born. So this had been, 10 years in this really intense space of self-exploration, going to different conferences, reading different books. And then I started my plant medicine journey in September 2021. And that was my first ayahuasca ceremony. And that opened just so much space for me as a spiritual being, having a human experience and really embracing that and sitting in that. And all of this has been shared, with my clients, all of the learnings that I've received from these experiences. And now Solace, my legal practice is Solace Divorce Mediation. And now I'm talking about soul contracts with my clients, the soul contract of marriage, and how they're the only two people that can mirror and reflect to one another, what their soul came here to learn. And I see my work now, even though I still am licensed as an attorney and I still practice family law and I help them through the legal process, but I see my work now as helping them to recognize the reflections, and now we're talking about the way it makes you feel, and did you feel that way as a child? And so it's really looking at generational lineage, ways of being, and trauma and beliefs that have been passed down that people navigate their whole life with, over and over and over again. They keep getting the same pattern. And so the divorce journey is now turning into a soul journey where I'm helping people release the attachments to that space of marriage and shift into another space. And when children are involved, it's like, well, this is amazing. You're still a family. Your children chose you. They knew that this was going to happen. It doesn't have to be destructive. It can be really loving and empowering. And it's beautiful to shift into a new space that feels good and then open your heart chakra again and attract new love. Now your family is bigger. It's like this whole amazing thing. So, nice. But this story was a really big shifting point for me.
Okay.
Why don't we jump right into it?
Okay, so it was July 22nd, 2023. I'm part of a breathwork training course thing. And my really dear friend is a breathwork and shamanic practitioner. And so he would host these, and he's still doing it. His name is Jacques Theron, and he's amazing. And it was Saturday morning. His breath work was from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. So it's a 3-hour span. Every weekend I go to the gym. I go to the gym most days, but the days that I'd have this breath work course, I go to East Boulder Rec that has a steam room, and I'm a swimmer. So I go there and I swim and I steam and I hot tub. So this morning I go to the gym. I go in the steam room, and I always do breath work in the steam room. So breath work so the one that I do in the steam room is called 44 breaths. And so you breathe in, 7 deep breaths. So it's like, and you do 7 of those. And then you do 14 medium breaths. So that's like, and then you do 3 sets of 7, so 21 shallow breaths. So it's like, and when you're doing these 3 different breaths, you're activating different parts of your brain. And most people, when I have shared this story, they're like, why are you doing breath work in a steam room? Like, you shouldn't be doing breath work in a steam room. And my response is always the same. It's like, well, I like to do it in the steam room in sauna, because when I do it in there, I get to the ether faster because it's so hot. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I get to that space of the ether really, really quickly. And it's just like the space of, the subconscious connection to the divine, and the conscious mind isn't thinking anymore.
And when you're in a really, really hot environment like that too, sometimes it feels like your body doesn't have a boundary, right? Because your skin temperature has no difference from the room temperature. And so you're like, where am I? Where am I not? That's how I feel in the
Diana,
sauna anyway.
that's exactly it. So you want to add breath work to it. It just makes it even more intense. So I do 1 round, and I usually do 3 rounds of this 44 breaths, right? So I do 1 round, and then I go swim. I go swim a mile, I went in the hot tub, and then I went back into the steam room. And I have 2 more rounds to do. So I do 1 round again. Now, after you do the 21 shallow, you breathe in, you breathe out, and then you breathe all the way in. And when I'm in the steam room, I'm like this, like I'm sitting up like this, like my hands, and I'm just like getting all of the energy from the ether. So you breathe all the way in, and then you breathe all the way out, and then you breathe in again, and then you breathe all the way out. And that last breath is called the breath of death. And so when you breathe everything out, right, the breath of death, I am intentionally thinking, I'm like, I just breathe in all this prana, all this good divine energy that is going into every cell of my body. And then I'm going to breathe out the breath of death, and I'm breathing all of the old ways of thinking, that I talked about earlier with the soul contracts and the childhood beliefs. Like, I'm breathing out all those old ways that do not serve me anymore. So after the first round, I had a little hesitancy doing the 3rd round. And it was weird because I usually never have hesitancy, but it was a little hesitancy. But I'm a very intense person. I'm a Virgo. I'm like, I'm going to do it, So I do the 3rd, and I do the breath of death. And I'm like this in the steam room, okay? And I'm holding my breath. And the next thing I know, I hear this really loud noise that I couldn't put into words, but later in the story, I can. So I hear this loud noise, and I wake up, and I'm on the floor of the steam room. And I think other people are there. Now I was on the 2nd seat. So that's about like between 3 to 3.5 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
And now I'm on the tile cement floor. And I think other people are in there, and I don't know what I'm doing there. So I'm a little embarrassed. So I'm like, oh my God. And I'm thinking like, oh my God. And I said it again. I'm like, oh my God. And then I look down, and there's blood all over the floor. So the third, oh my God, I was like, oh my God. I passed out. Like, I fucking passed out. Like, I passed out doing breath work. And it had almost happened before. Like, I've been a little woozy before, but I never passed out. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, I passed out from this, and from 3 feet up, I face planted onto the tile cement floor of the steam room.
So it's not even like you slid down, like you went forward.
No.
Whoa.
I went forward and face planted onto the tile cement floor. Like I shared, I'm an attorney. The first day of law school, I still remember 2003, my civil procedure professor saying, you are all here because you don't like medical stuff. You don't like the sight of blood. And that is true. Like, I go from 0 to 100 in a moment with anything medical. Like, I just freak out all the time. So when I realize this, I start to freak out, and all of a sudden I hear a voice, and it's a really, and no one is in the steam room with me. It's just me. I hear a voice, and the voice really low says to me, breathe. So I'm like, okay. So I start breathing the way that I was breathing, breath work. And I'm being trained at this. Now I'm trained. Now I'm a facilitator, but I'm being trained. So I start breathing. And at this point, I can feel both of my grandmothers, and they were like this. They were like above me, like this. And they were giving me all of this maternal, loving energy. And one of my grandmothers died in 1994. The other died in 2005. So I could feel them both very strongly above me in the steam room, giving me so much love. And then the voice says to me, it's still in the very low voice, you have come here to do big things and you need to do them. So I'm like, okay. So I'm breathing and breathing and breathing. And I grab my cap and goggles. I grab my water bottle. Like I was calm from breathing. No one is in the steam room. And then I go in the locker room, and I'm, like I said, I'm a swimmer. So I swim like 6 days a week, and I was a competitive swimmer. So this is very comfortable, and I know this space. So I go right into the locker room and I go right to this shower, because I'm like, I'm not going to look at my face yet, because I don't know if like I have teeth anymore. I don't know if I like broke my nose. I have no idea where the blood, I intuitively went like this, but I didn't know what it was. So I'm in the cold shower, and it's the amazing part of this too is in Boulder, Colorado, people are like very into fitness and stuff. And this is a Saturday morning at like, probably at this point, it's like 9:30. No one was in the steam room with me, and no one was in the locker room. Which is amazing. Because if anyone would have been in either of those locations, they would have snapped me out of this space that I was super zen of breathing. So I kept breathing. So I'm in the shower. I have, water going on my face, and there's blood. I'm kicking the blood in the drain because there's so much blood. So finally I'm like, okay, I'm going to look to see what I did. I'm going to see what I did. So I go in the mirror. I look in the mirror. There's nothing on my face. I look up, and there's a hole in the bottom of my chin. Ooh. But that's it. Like I didn't break anything. Like nothing was, my head wasn't hurting. It was wild. The lifeguard comes in, because I hear someone say there's blood in the steam room. The lifeguard comes in, this 18-year-old, does the report. I'm still breathing. I'm getting dressed with one hand. I even put my bra on with one hand, which that's amazing, right? And I put lotion on my face. I brushed my hair. Then I sent a text to my ex-husband, and we lived in Chicago. In 2022, we relocated to Boulder with our 3 kids and our 2 cats, and we moved in together again. So we're living together, not romantically, but I text him, and he knows me, of course, very well. And I'm like, I just passed out doing breath work in the steam room, and I face planted on the tile cement floor, and I think I need stitches. So I come home, I get home at 9:57 a.m. So I have my phone, I hand it to my eldest son, Harvey, and I'm like, here, Harv, find the Zoom link for the breath work that I'm doing at 10. And so he finds it. I get my earbuds, and my daughter, who's 12, and my ex-husband are both looking at me like, what is wrong with her? Like, what is she talking about? She's going to do breath work. So I'm like, okay, what do you guys, I'm like, I'm going to go, I'm going to do breath work. But before I go, what do you think? Like, do you think I need stitches? So I'm like this, they're looking, and then I go like this, and they both can see bone underneath. I know. So they both make that same face. It's like they're so grossed out. They're like, yes, you need stitches. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go upstairs, and I'm going to do breath work for 3 hours, and I'm going to heal myself. And then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do from there. So they're like, okay. Wow. And again, my family knows me, so this is not like totally foreign to them. They're like, okay, mom's going to do breath work. So I go upstairs, and I'm breathing the whole time, and I'm laying, and I have my gauze and an ice pack like propped up.
Holding the blood in your body.
Exactly.
While you're working on healing.
While I'm intentionally working on healing. I text my friend who's in the group, and I tell her what happened. She's like, why are you on this call? You need to go to urgent care. I'm like, I'm going to heal first. So during this whole time, I wasn't exploring. Like very much. I didn't want to know what I did. Like I did as far as like damage, because one thing about me is I really don't like Western medicine in the sense that it's really not my modality for healing. So like, right. I don't have a doctor, I don't even take Tylenol. I don't take scripts. I don't do any of that stuff. Like I heal from the earth. I heal from the sun. I heal from meditating. So for me, it was like, I didn't want to know what I did. So there's a little break before like the actual hour of breath work. So there's like a 5-minute break, and Jacques like, okay, go get some water, do whatever you want. So I come downstairs, and I think I was getting coffee. my daughter was sitting there, and again, she's 12. So she has like all this girl drama, and she's talking to me about her friend, blah, blah, blah. Raina did this, yada, yada, yada. And I realized when she was talking, I bit down and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I can't listen to your drama right now because I just realized that my jaw is out of alignment. So when I would bite down, this side would touch, but this side wasn't touching. And so then I'm like, I need to focus on this hour of breath work. I'm going to intentionally heal my jaw and put it back into alignment because I cannot, like, I could if I had to, but like doing going through surgery for me is just like, oh my God, I would die.
Yeah.
Like I just would die. So I told her I have to do this. So then at this point, she asked me a question. And out of all the questions she could have asked me, because I told her what happened. Out of all the questions she asked me, she chose to ask me this question. She said, Mom, when you woke up, you said you heard that sound. What did that sound like? And I was like, I couldn't put it into words. And I was hearing it in my mind. I just kept hearing the sound, but I couldn't put it into words. And it was kind of like PTSD. Like, it was like I could hear it. And she looks at me and she's like an egg cracking. That bitch heard my subconscious.
Whoa.
Because kids are energetic like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, baby. I'm like, yes, like a giant egg cracking. That's what it sounded like when I woke up. So I go upstairs, I do the hour of breath work, I realign my jaw. My jaw now is touching because the whole time in breath work, I'm focusing energies on healing my jaw. I send, Jacques and everybody love. I'm like giving him kisses. I close the thing and I was like, all right, let's go to urgent care. So we go to urgent care. I had 5 stitches and 5 is the number of change. So I'm like, this is amazing. So I walk out of the place. So I come home. I go in my garage. I'm sitting. We live in a space of Court Boulder. There's like beautiful trees. The sun is out. And I'm just like trying to process everything that happened. And I'm just sitting. And I had purchased Barbie tickets. This is when Barbie the movie was big.
Yeah.
I had purchased Barbie tickets for like 6:00 p.m. that night. And so I'm like, okay, well, I feel okay. Like I'm not physically hurt. Like I have this, it wasn't even swollen. It was amazing. So I tell everyone, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go upstairs in bed and just rest for a little bit. So now I go upstairs in bed and both my grandmothers are there again, but now they're different. I know, but now they're different. Now they're really excited. And my dad's mother, she tells me, go get him. That's what she tells me, go get him. And then my other grandma tells me, the world is your oyster. And so I'm like, okay, like this is kind of interesting. So while I'm resting, my guides tell me, do not eat popcorn at the movie theater. And I'm like, okay. Like I'm still in the space of like, okay, like how am I okay? Like how am I okay when I face planted unconscious onto a tile cement floor from 3 to 3.5 feet up, like 145 pounds? Like how is that even possible? I didn't chip anything, like not everything is fine. So we go to the movie that night and I can't help myself because in Boulder, their popcorn, they like add lime to it or something. It's so good. And I get a little side dish with my Diet Coke and then I'll put like popcorn and I put Diet Coke on it. So it's like sweet and savory, but it's like such a treat, And so I'm there with my family and I'm just like, you know what? I went through a lot today. Like I'm just going to have popcorn. And so we go into the movie theater and they're doing the previews and I start eating the popcorn. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh. And I chipped a tooth from a popcorn kernel. I was like, I don't chip any of these teeth from falling face planting on the tile cement floor. But I chip a little bit and it's just in the back, a little one. But I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, thank you. Like, and I usually am very diligent. I always say like, I'm a very diligent human. When my guides give me messages, I do them. I don't question them. So that one, that's what happened. So I go home, I go to bed. The next morning I wake up and I have symmetrical bruises on both of my palms right here. I have this symmetrical. both shoulders, I have symmetrical bruises. On both sides, like ribs, it's sore and equal and symmetrical, but there's no bruising. And then above both kneecaps, I have these bruises above my kneecaps. And it's like,
Ooh.
oh my gosh, that means that when I fell in perfect symmetry. I mean, this is not, and that's it's like, what, like, how is that possible? Like,
Right.
how is that possible that I fell in complete symmetry? And I go to the steam room all the time, and the distance between, I was on the second seat. So the distance between the back and the bottom seat, my legs go over that. Like, so like if I put my feet here, my knee is here. And the bruises were on top of my knees. So it's like, how did that happen?
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Did they fold underneath you or something?
Or I fell all the way and they hit on the top of the bench, the first level.
Oh, yeah.
But it was amazing. I mean, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, thank you guides for like carrying me through this and falling in perfect symmetry. So that was day 1. Day 2, there's 5 days. So day 2, my daughter had her friend that she was talking about the drama with. They were trying to watch something on TV. And again, I still hadn't like explored a lot of what had happened. I was just like, oh, I'm all good. Everything's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for putting this soft pillow for my landing. Everything is great. And so they were arguing about whatever they were going to watch. And I'm like, you know what? I'll be right back. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to come back. So I go to the bathroom, and all of a sudden I notice, I'm like, oh my gosh, like my tongue is fitting in my mouth, which when I say that to you two, you might be like, what is she talking about? Of course your tongue fits in your mouth. But I have these like,
Okay.
They're like these bones. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So they're called something, torrens or something. And so at this point, I'm 46 years old. They always had been to a point where my tongue, when it was flat, it wasn't underneath my teeth. It was like a little above it, which never did anything. It wasn't like anything. But I noticed, I'm like, oh my gosh, my tongue is fitting in my mouth. And then I realized that is the shattering.
That was the egg cracking.
Yes. They moved those down and back. Yes. And then one of my good friends in Boulder works at like a fancy dentist, like cosmetic dentistry. She's like, girl, that's like a $6,000 surgery. I was like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, like how amazing that is what happened. You know what I mean? Like, that's extraordinary.
And it could only have happened in perfect symmetry.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it would have made everything much worse.
That's exactly. And look at the scar. It's right in the middle. I mean, it's like, it's amazing. It's amazing. So that was day 2. So then day 3, I'm sitting in the garage again because I'm spending a lot of time outside. All of a sudden, I'm looking in the sky and I see a glitch in the sky. And I'm like,
a glitch?
Yes. And I'm like, what is that? Like, what was that? And then I look again and I see it again. And it's like a glitch. It looked like a glitch. Like it was like it was like a program that was like something, I don't know. I was like, what is that?
Okay.
So then day four, and this whole time I haven't been freaking out. I've been really just like very calm and just very grateful to be alive and like, and thanking the guides and everything. So day 4 comes and our neighbor sends us a text message and he's like, there are 4 buck in your front yard. So me and the kids and Aaron all go to the front of the house and there are these huge deer, like huge 4 masculine deer in our front yard. And it was something about seeing it. It really kind of rattled me. Like it felt like very magical. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden I started feeling a little anxious. I just said to everyone, I didn't want to tell them I was freaking out or I was feeling weird. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go upstairs and take a shower before dinner. I'll be back, in a little bit. So I go upstairs, I turn the shower on and I sit down, the toilet lid is down. I sit down on the toilet lid. And I'm feeling really anxious. And I'm like, what is going on? So I start breathing. And then I like put my hands out like this, when I'm sitting and my bruises are gone. Oh. And this is only day 4. So nice. I then really start freaking out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I died. like I died in the steam room. I died. And this is what it is. Like they simulate your life after you die. So you don't know. And then it's like they're going to gradually tell you. And that's why bruises after 4 days only are completely gone. And I was like, and that is what that glitch in the sky was, is that I am really dead. You know what I mean? So now I start crying and I'm freaking out. And my guides tell me, go to your altar. And I'm like, okay. So like 6 months before, I was given the message that I should create an altar for my spiritual practice. Then they told me that I should go to this amazing garage sale in Boulder, which is amazing. This ties into everything. So this is like 6 months before. So we go to the amazing garage sale. And like I said, like anytime I get messages, I'm a diligent human. I'm going to do it. So I go there, I'm looking and I can't find any altar. I'm like, this is weird. Like, I wonder what it is. And then there's a wall of art. And I look at the wall of art and all of a sudden I am like just so transfixed on this mosaic Jesus. And I am not like, I grew up Catholic, but we never went to church. I was just like staring at this mosaic Jesus. So I bought it, right? And I had it in various places and then I put it in the middle of my altar. And it's like he's like hippie Jesus. He's cool. Like he knew how to walk on water because the dude figured out the energy of the universe. Right. And he turned water into wine because he's fun. He wants to have fun with people. You know what I mean? And he loved everybody. He didn't judge anyone. His best friend was a prostitute. He didn't care because who cares what people want to do with their life, right? So he was in the middle of my altar. So my guides tell me when I start freaking out, you know, sitting in my bathroom, that thinking that I died, they're like, go to your altar. So I go to my altar and I'm staring again at this Jesus mosaic. And then all of a sudden I start laughing and I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. I'm like, okay, if you can do it, then I can do it too. Like if you lived in this world of magic where you could do all of these things and you were teaching love to everybody and compassion and like making everything high vibrational and fun, then I can do that too. So then everything kind of calmed. And then the fifth day, that was my day of full integration, where I was like, okay, 5 stitches, day 5 of processing, everything has come together. And yeah, since then, I mean, I came out of that and then I created my Divorce with Love masterclass like 2 months later. And I've written a book and now everything is different, where it's like that message of you have come here to do big things and you need to do them is not lost on me.
Obedient human. Yes.
I'm obedient. I am. I'm diligent. It's like, you tell me something, I will do it. What do you want me to do? I'm going to help shift the world. I was supposed to share this story on a podcast like a month after it happened. And then it didn't happen. And so I've shared this with friends, but it's so fun to share it in this space and really hopefully inspire people, you know, to live their path, because we're always guided by our angels, masters, guides, and ancestors. You know, we're always protected and we are all here to do something. We wouldn't be alive right now, you know, if we weren't here to help. And when I say help, I mean help with that shift to the 5th dimension that is happening, you know, and the 3rd dimension has become so heavy and so difficult. I can feel people's energy and there's so many people talking about all of these things, you know, Trump this and Elon Musk that, and World War III. It's like, why are we putting energy towards any of this? You know, that's a very 3rd dimensional way. And they want it like that. You know, in the 3rd dimension, they want us externalizing. They want us distracted. They don't want us to have experiences like I just shared with you 2 gorgeous souls, where we understand how powerful we are as spiritual beings having a human experience. They don't want that.
Because then you wouldn't be a good little consumer cog.
Exactly. A diligent soldier for the 3rd dimension of I'll do whatever you want me to do. You know, no, it doesn't matter if I'm not happy, if I'm not feeling fulfilled in my life, if I'm feeling caged and stressed and overwhelmed and sad all the time. That's okay. I'll keep doing that.
It's normal.
As long as I'm doing a good job for you and right. Making money for the 3% of people. And I think what's happening is right now we're like this is the 3rd dimensional Earth and this is the 5th dimensional Earth. And we're like this right now. And it is going to separate. There will be two earths. There's a new earth that is being created. And Dolores Cannon is someone who has talked a lot about this. And she recently passed, but she's so beautiful in the way she explains it. And that's the thing. The new earth is going to be, all about connection to self, connection to others, connection to this earth. Everyone in the fifth dimensional space is living in alignment with who they are and their life purpose, because we all have our own life purpose that when it's shared, it makes other human life better. And I mean, that's the thing about the third, right? We have corporate America that is caging so many people. And then the whole money thing, in the third dimensional, it's a mindset of scarcity, fear around money. It's like, it's so tight. There's never enough, blah, 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 blah. In the fifth dimension, it's like money is energy. We are born abundant, abundance is our birthright. And so it just flows, there's this massive shift going on right now and everyone can feel it. And so my guides are telling me, stop externalizing and shift it to self. Anything in your life that you're not feeling happy with, if it's a partner who's triggering you, if it's a friend who's triggering you, if it's where you live, the job you have, like whatever it is, money issues, how much is in your bank account, whatever it might be, shift it inwards and start looking at it from a space of, this is a reflection to me. Recognizing that we are the creators of our reality. We create our reality. Everything in our life is a reflection to us to show us what our beliefs are, what we believe we're worthy of. With partnership, that's what my wheelhouse with divorce, I'm coaching my clients to guide them that your spouse that is triggering you, the contract of marriage, when you first are in relationship with someone, the mirror, the reflection is all light. A lot of light, that's why people are like, oh my gosh, of course I want to marry you. This feels amazing. I'm extraordinary. I'm so beautiful. I'm so smart. Like, yes, let's do this. And then, things happen and the vibration changes. And when divorce comes, or anyone out there, that's in a relationship that isn't feeling great, it's beautiful because that person is the only person who's reflecting to you your shadows. As within, so without, meaning the way you are, your energetic vibration, your beliefs, your thoughts create your outer world. And so stop externalizing and start internalizing. And you can do this by going in nature. As I mentioned, my friend Jacques Theron, he has a YouTube channel. He has a website, jacquestheron.com. He has a ton of breathwork exercises that he can guide you through. And you can really get to the core of, okay, what are my beliefs? And there are things from childhood, from the ages of birth until 10. We are in the theta brainwave state, which means that's the state of creation. We are master creators of our life. We're creating magic everywhere, but we're also absorbing. So whatever your parents said or whatever you saw, that became your belief of what love is, of what money is, of how much money I'm capable of making. The outer world is a reflection. And to get to the fifth dimension, I have been told we have to release the attachments to the third. And those attachments to the third, they're like hooks. Those are from our childhood. The majority are from our childhood, where we're attaching to a certain way of being or believing in a system. I think corporate America is a really great example.
When you say that the third dimension and the fifth dimension are going to split, do you mean physically? Do you mean we're going to follow different bifurcations of reality into multiple universes parallel to each other? What are we talking about splitting?
What I've been told is it's like this, and it's going to be a whole new earth.
So it's completely physically interlinked right now, but
right,
the physical part will separate out.
Yes. What I've been shown is it's like this, like the fifth is here higher and the third is here. And the third is going to most likely destroy itself because it's just getting out of control. It's
kind of
getting out of control.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But that's the good news. That's the good news for everybody, is that you can shift into a higher dimensional space. And it's not like this woo-woo, oh, this is crazy. It's like, no, this is actually quantum physics. This is actually energy. It's vibrations of energy. And I think what's happened is, in the 60s, when there was that free love, that was very aligned with the fifth dimension, and the third kind of squashed it and said, no, now it's going to be a felony if you do these things, and you can't do this. And I think what's happened now is there's more energy in the fifth dimension. There's more people that are in that space. And like, at least for myself, it's like, well, I'm not even interested in feeling the third dimensional anymore. I'm not interested in hearing about it. So I don't know, maybe Diana, maybe it's like I've been shown a split, but maybe it's the same. We're just at different vibrations and we just don't see it.
We can't see it or access it. They can't access us, and that's fine.
Exactly. Unless they choose to. And they have to be, you have to be a being of light to do that. Like, you can't have darkness.
You said you published a book recently.
I did.
Tell everybody what your book is called and where they can find it, and then where your practice is and what kind of clients you take. Because you said you weren't exactly practicing law the way you used to. So tell us a little bit about your business and what you do as a capitalist so that we can.
Oh, I love you. Thank you. What do I do in the third dimension? Yeah. Oh, I appreciate that. So I practice law, sort of. I mean, I work as a mediator now. Mm-hmm. And so for the last 10 years, I work as a mediator. So I guide couples through the divorce journey in a very mindful and intentional manner, filled with love. And the heart of the practice is children. The foundation is self-care and self-love. The soul is authenticity, speaking your truth. And the root is we're healing. That's what we're doing. And we're shifting to another space. I help all couples, anywhere in the United States going through a divorce. I can guide through the divorce journey. And I just released a book that's called Shine, Soul, Shine. And it's 30 days of self-discovery and healing through divorce. And so it's written from what we talked about earlier, that divine goddess energy. And it's for anyone going through a divorce. It helps them, emerge from that darkness and get back into the light. And it's really easy. It's just 30 days. So they can flip and pick whatever they want and then focus energies on that, whatever they're being guided towards in that day. So I'm really excited about it. And then I have a masterclass, the Divorce with Love masterclass, that helps people with all the emotional stuff and the legal stuff. The book is the emotional, but the masterclass talks about the legal process. And a lot of people are scared about that.
And all of this can be found on your website?
Yes. And that's solacedivorce.com.
And we'll have links to that in our show notes and in the description of this episode below. Jen, this has been a joy to talk to you.
This has been so fun.
You're so full of light. I love your stories. This has been very inspirational.
Both of you are just amazing. You're just so gorgeous and your energy is so high vibe. I'm excited.
Thank you, Jen. We appreciate you taking us on this journey from the third dimension into the fifth, and then we can choose to stay there if we dare.
Yes.
Hainted Loves, what do you think? Would you choose to move into a completely new dimension if you could? And you can. That's definitely not going to end up in a spooky day.
Homespun Haints is hosted by Becky Kielimnik and Diana Doty, and produced by Homespun Haints Media LLC. Editing and music by Becky Kielimnik. Show notes by Diana Doty. If you have a ghost story and you'd like to be considered as a guest for this podcast, please visit our website at homespunhaints.com/submit.